for them, and honestly, outside of Chino, I haven't seen anyone be consistent. So
no.
I need a big game out of all 4 players. I'm really looking at Burns and Apathy, though.
I feel like the way, though, you beat a team like OG or a team like FaZe is you win one of those first 2 games. And then it just puts all the pressure on them. If you're an underdog, you have, you take one of those first 2 games, puts all the pressure on them, and then, let them deal with it. At that point, you're just kind of playing with house money.
I've been trying to tell the Rise Nation comeback story, but honestly, at this point, I'm just going to let OpTic shine. Oh, right away, though, 3 go down. Scump's going to fall as well. So a good opening for Rise Nation. Chino going to be just trying to patrol inside the building, and he is going to find Formal. Can't finish it. Burns still picking up time. Karma knows exactly where he's at, trying to hit those Semtexes on the corner, falling just short. And you're going to see some pressure from Crim6. He knows as long as he's alive, he will be contesting, and Rise Nation cannot continue to score.
Yeah, and it seems like OG going to go with 2 ARs and 2 SMGs off the start. So you're going to see Karma and Formal with Bals. You're going to see Crim and Scump with ASM1s. I think for that first hill, this makes sense. I think, though, with the way Rise is playing, you're going to really have to amp the pressure up and probably bring out another SMG. And I honestly wouldn't even mind if it's Formal. Like, Formal's really good with the sub. Yeah, I think Karma's a bit more of a passive player to begin with. So I think on a map like this, you wouldn't mind having Formal be the SMG player.
Karma on the long rotation. Crim6 yet to get a kill after 1:10. When was the last time you could say that? It was probably that uplink game when he only got 9 total. But Crim on your screen now. Going to find Burns, who's waiting in the corner. Apathy is going to get team shot by Scump and Formal. And Scump is going to add another kill to the feed while Crim takes control of the objective. We'll see how Rise tries to mount their attack. Looking at the first shot, so it was just incredible setup from Scump and Formal to watch his back.
Well, the thing on this map, Chris, too, is if they have the 2 ARs, they get control of the hills, they're going to be able to hold them. I think the issue is that, Rise, they've done a nice job of getting the hills early, and then they're just not giving them up. They're just pushing out those players with the bow, and you see Karma on a 4 streak, trying to stay alive in the hill. He's going to drop, and now you're going to see the rotation start to come in. Wheat's setting up for this next hill.
Yeah, I was watching Wheats, and really there's nothing to peek at yet. His teammates doing a pretty good job slaying out in the middle. We'll go to Burns, who's in the new hard point, but also keep your eyes on Wheats. I think he's going to be the key player, needs to shut down this initial push, and he's going to get shot down. So Burns knows the flood is coming in. We said it was Burns and Apathy who need to open up strong. Both players very positive, leading the squad. Burns on a 3 streak from inside the hard point.
And Burns only picks up 2 kills there, but if you just paid attention on the minimap, there's 3 OG players around him. 1 gets picked up from up top, and then the other 2 challenge through the doorway you just saw Burns looking at. He picks up both of those. He doesn't get those 2 kills. They miss out on all this time. That's a free, 40 seconds for Rise Nation, and that's the difference in the score of this game. Just 2 huge kills by Burns, and sometimes I think, KD is a little misleading, because sometimes you're just picking up, I don't want to call them garbage kills, but you're picking up just kills, around the map, just in the flow of the game. Those 2 kills by Burns are huge. I mean, that's 40 seconds of hill time. That is 2 big plays right there out of Burns.
And it looks like they do have a player watching the flank. It's called out, and fortunately, sloppy shots coming. Apathy's able to win the first gunfight, but Scump comes storming in, picks up 2. Formal and Karma right behind him as well. And now it should be OpTic here on the money hill. Scump's going hunting.
Yeah, and he's going to try and push this out. And it is such a difficult hill to break. If you're Rise, it's unfortunate because you got all that time in the last one, but it looks like they're going to give up all this time on this one. Look at how far they're spawning out at the bottom of your mini-map. They're going to have to just force up this one side, and it is so easy to lock down if you're a team like OG.
Look at this, Matt. 25 seconds remain on this hill, and this could be a full, well, I'd say 50 points for OpTic Gaming. Crim6 is going to be left back to score. Karma peeks out, gets 1. Now he's flooded by 2, gets a trade, but Burns is inside. Burns going to get outshot by Scump off the respawn.
Yeah, it was a 40-point game before this hill, and then Rise just gave it all back. Going to be OG taking the lead here, and for as good as Rise has played here in the first half of this game, it's going to come down to this final hill. Should be able to get that early rotation. These gun battles are going to be huge. If they win these, they can build up that lead again, just like they did on that 3rd hill.
I was going to call out the key player there on the flank was Karma, and Karma's shut down by Burns. Great awareness there. Meanwhile, it looks like Chino will be dropped from the hill, so they send just 2 on the left side. The flood works, and it's going to pay off. Apathy able to trade 1. Wheats now in a gunfight. But it's a tie game. Basically 5 minutes left on the clock here. What have you liked? What has Rise changed up here in game number 4?
You know, they haven't really changed up much of anything. It's just Apathy's playing a bit better. I mean, this fast pace has kind of woken up Rise, so to speak. And I think, you know, they rotate to that 4th hill a little bit earlier and don't give all that time to OG. This is a Rise team that's probably up 20 points right now. So you're going to see the score. I mean, OG played great in that first half. Not going to take anything away from them. But, I mean, Rise plays the same way they did. They rotate a little bit earlier to that 4th hill. This is a game they definitely have the chance to win.
Scump now +7, make it +8. Finally gonna get cut down. Burns inside the hard point, but only for seconds. Apathy trying to make his way there. Formal is already inside. On the other side, he's got Karma with him. And we'll go over to Formal. He's pulled out the bow once again after a short stint with the ASM-1. He's on a 3 streak, and now he's really starting to heat up.
Yeah, his stint with the ASM-1 was maybe 1 respawn on that last hill. Pulled it out. You see Karma killing Formal with another stun. We've seen OG do that 3 or 4 times already in this matchup. Definitely going to have to be something they fix as the tournament progresses. But getting this little early lead, I'm going to be looking at that 3rd and 4th hill pocket. Those are going to be the 2 that are going to decide this match.
Krim trying to get sneaky, going low. Finds the player inside yellow, can't hit the shots. It's going to be Chino holding strong once again with the bow. Karma gets the call out, and now he's aiming to execute. Shots in both players, but no finish. Things are starting to work once again for Rise, but they're still trailing by a solid 30 points. We'll see, can they bring it back? Burns inside for the moment. That's not going to last very long.
Yeah, Burns rotated. Instead of just pushing that out and trying, you know, for the next player to take the hill, he goes right into the hill, and that's an easy kill for OG to pick up, and they take it right back. But nope, Rise will not go away. You see Weeds diving in the hill. He's going to be able to pick up 1. You see the swarm starting to come, though. OG applying the pressure. This is a hill that I think could potentially just be traded back and forth with the way these teams are playing it.
Chino spawned out so far, and you can see those spawns continue to come all the way across the map. But Compound, pretty small map, can make up some ground real quick. Apathy trying to get shots on the player inside. 20 points remain, so they definitely got to flush this, and they will be able to do so. As you look at OpTic now, you have to think at this point the spawn's kind of favorable going into the new hard point.
If you're OpTic, though, you can test this. That's a big, you know, 10, 15 seconds that Rise just got there. They can win some gun battles on this rotation. It would be huge, and it looks like they do. There's 3 players for Rise right there. They're going to be able to take out Scump. So a lot like we saw in the first half of this game, Rise able to control this very important 3rd hill.
Wow, and look at them fall. OpTic Gaming trying to push in, but Rise is holding strong. Guess who's inside once again? It's Burns after his 13th capture. Looked away for just a second. Felt the pressure from his left, but that was actually a teammate boosting, and Chino's going to clean up a 3-piece anyway. So small mistake, no punishment. OpTic Gaming going to fall behind by 10 points. I think this is the biggest lead we've seen from Rise in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half, this is the biggest lead we've seen from Rise. We've seen a bigger lead earlier in the game, but this is where the game's going to be decided, Chris. 15 seconds left on this hill. If Rise rotates early to this next one, they have a real good chance of stealing this hard point. It's a matter of what OG decides to do as well. You see OG starting to just put pressure on the back side of the hard point. It's Scump back there. He's going to get taken out. But you see OG starting to rotate. There's 1 player from Rise already over there, though. These are huge kills to pick up. As Weeds picking up 2. That is 2 big kills from Weeds.
And now Chino knows exactly where they're coming from. And you see Apathy going flying off the front end. Unfortunately, the split spawns come through. Rise is going to fall. A 40-point advantage could dissipate here as OpTic Gaming is setting up strong.
Yeah, that is a huge break right there from Scump and Karma. I mean, Rise, they had control of it, Chris, and then they just gave it away. Just 2 fantastic individual plays. Now they're trying to fight back. They can only jump up that one side. OG, all they need to do is just pick these players up from afar, and Weeds picking up another 2 big kills. Apathy with a stomp. This is one that Rise can definitely steal.
Rise Nation trying to stay alive here in the winner's bracket. They need to finish strong. 65 seconds left on the clock. They lead by less than 30. It's now a 22-point advantage, and that is continuing to dwindle down. Final 5 seconds on the previous hard point before the rotation. Last hill of the game. 15 points separate these 2 squads.
Scump picks up 2 big kills here on the rotation. Karma as well, starting to move over towards these trailers, but it's Rise winning 2 gunfights. You see Krim and Karma trying to fight from the top side of the map. Burns doing a great job staying alive, though, and this is a full, complete game out of Rise. This is how they've been playing the entire time, just haven't been able to close it out in the final seconds. OG gets control of the hill, though, Chris. Rise needs to break once.
This is the last push for Rise Nation. They gotta get in. They gotta keep contesting. We're coming down last 17 seconds. Scump and Formal inside. Karma's here to help out. Can they just keep contesting? They only have to contest for 4 more seconds. Matt, they've done it. Rise Nation is gonna take Compound.
Rise steals Compound. I talked about it a little bit halfway through the game. I thought that if they rotated to that 4th hill, they did a